Hey everybody, Manny Talavera here, and I want to welcome you all back to the 17-day course creation challenge with Manny, Stacy, and Emily, and we're now on day 14. And on day 14, we're going to talk about what it takes to build a seven-figure business, and we're just going to give you some insights here that can help you, basically help you with the learning curve and help you to speed things along a little bit. And so what you really want to think about, and like I said, I understand there are going to be some people out there who want to make, 50 or 100,000 doing this part-time, and that's fine. But if you want to build to seven figures, if you want to go to seven figures, what you really need to do is you need to get really, really good at using your time effectively, pretty much. And what I mean by that is using your time on high performance, high value things. And so what I want you to think about is very simple. If you're doing a 40-hour work week, which we don't, we do way more than that. But if you're going to look at a 40-hour work week and $1 million, your time is worth $500 an hour minimum. And like I said, technically it's really worth more than that. And so what you want to be doing is anything that isn't in your wheel of expertise, you need to be really outsourcing that. And so what you need to think about is if you can put in $500 hours in your work, every hour you can buy back gives you more time to work on building the business to $1 million. And so what I'm saying here is very simply, you need to outsource everything that isn't $500 an hour. Now, I understand a lot of you can't do this right now because you don't have the revenue. But what I want you to think about is as you build the business and as more revenue comes in, do not spend that money on lifestyle. Spend it to buy back your time. And we were talking about, you can outsource video editing, you can outsource rendering, you can outsource a lot of things that you don't want to do or don't have time to do, and you can spend your time working on the high value, high dollar activities. But what you really want to look at is your personal life and where you're spending your time. Now, and so I'll just walk you through some of these. You shouldn't be running errands. If your time's really worth $500 an hour, you should have someone else doing that. You shouldn't be doing your own shopping. You should be using services like Walmart Plus and things like that. You shouldn't probably be cleaning your own car, pumping your own gas. You probably shouldn't be doing your own laundry and things like that. You really need to start valuing your time at a much higher dollar level. And like you should also be outsourcing some of the cooking and cleaning and all of that. Now, this is the thing. First, I understand you can't maybe do that right now. What you should be striving to do, though, is get that revenue to a point where you can start replacing hiring someone to do all of those things so you get your time back and you can focus it more on the business. And it also makes your life a little bit easier as well. Now, this is the other thing, too. I'm not telling you not to do anything you really love doing. So if you really love gardening or you really love cooking, I'm not telling you to ever replace anything that you love doing. What I'm telling you to do is replace the non-essential things that you don't really want to do. Um, replace those with people who can do those and get those hours back. And that's what I want you to think about. Like I said, so if you're really wanting to build a $1 million business, your time's worth $500 an hour. What you should be doing is working to get to the point where you can really, you know, outsource all of those things that you really don't want to do or don't want to do or shouldn't be doing at all. And like I said, the great thing about this is if you do that, some of those things that you really, really enjoy doing, you can spend a little bit more time there because you're actually allocating your time in a different way. And what we're talking about here is just simply time management, money management, and using the money that you start building from this thing to ultimately, like I said, buy a lot of that time back so that you can spend more time working on the business. And that's what you want to think about. And the great thing about it is if you can buy 10 or 15 or 20 hours a week of your time back, your business can go much, much, much faster because you're allocating those time resources to the big problems and bringing in revenue. And that's what you want to think about here. And so, like I said, if you like fixing cars, I'm not telling you not to work on your car, but if you're not really mechanical and don't like doing that, like I said, the goal is to find other people to do all of that stuff. And what you need to do is just change the way you think about allocating your time from here on out. And you need to really focus on getting much of that time into the business as possible. And so that's what I want you to think about. So today's challenge or today's dare, what I want you to do is I want you to list all of the things that you could outsource to speed up your goals here. And so I want you to create a video, just state some of the things that you'd like to ultimately be outsourcing to speed up your goals. Use the at Dare 14 at 17-day course creation challenge with Manny, Stacy, and Emily. Post that in the collaboration group, the coaches, consultants, and course creators group. Simple 1 or 2 minute video and say, look, these are my goals, and these are some of the things that I'm going to try and outsource once I hit my revenue goals so that I can buy more of my time back. But we appreciate you watching. We will see you all on Dare 15, and thanks a lot.